The prototype had a chance to escape, but instead, it chose to save Theodore. It carried him all the way to Thomas Clark's office for medical help. The prototype gave up its own freedom just to save him. After this, Theodore survived. He recovered in the hospital and returned to play care a few days later, but everything had already changed because after this incident, Theodore was selected. He was chosen to become something else. On November 7, 1990, Theodore Gramble was transformed into Catnap. Now, let's talk about someone very different. Bron. Unlike most experiments, Bron wasn't an orphan. He was an adult. His real name was Thomas Clark, a 59-year-old employee at Playtime Company, and he was dying. He had terminal cancer and chose to become an experiment to survive. But what happened next was far from survival. After being turned into Bron, Thomas became severely disoriented. He didn't understand where he was or what had happened to him, and when he was introduced to the other experiments, they immediately noticed something. He wasn't like them. He wasn't an orphan. He wasn't forced. And because of that, they turned on him. They attacked him brutally. The situation got so bad that the research team had to step in to stop them from killing him. It took 12 hours of surgery just to stabilize him. After that, they locked him into isolation just to keep him safe. But even that wasn't enough, because during the hour of joy, Bron was eventually torn apart by the other toys. Now let's move to one of the most iconic characters, Mommy Longlegs. Before becoming Mommy, she was an orphan named Marie Payne, and her story is one of the most tragic. Marie suffered from severe trauma. She had constant violent nightmares. According to reports, her counselor believed these nightmares were caused by bullying from other kids, but things only got worse. At some point, Marie was exposed to Catnap's red smoke, and that completely broke her. She started hallucinating, seeing terrifying monsters that weren't there. She became extremely paranoid, constantly afraid, unable to trust anything around her. And shortly after that, she was selected. Marie Payne was turned into Mommy Longlegs, and now we have one of the most disturbing experiments in the entire series, Doughy the Doughman. Because unlike the others, Doughy wasn't just one human. He was three different kids fused into a single body, and each one had their own story. Let's start with Kevin Barnes. Kevin was an orphan, but he wasn't like the others. He was extremely intelligent, top test scores, sharp thinking, fast learning, but at the same time, he had serious anger issues. He was aggressive, unstable, and instead of seeing this as a problem, the scientists saw it as potential. They believed his instability made him a perfect test subject. So Kevin Barnes was selected to become one part of Doughy the Doughman. And this part is important because later in the story, after the Safe Haven incident, it's Kevin who takes control. The anger, the violence, that all comes from him. Now let's talk about the second child, Matthew Haller. Matthew was completely different. He was kind, mature, responsible, the type of kid who helped others. He would stop fights, protect younger children, almost like a leader inside Playcare. But even someone like Matthew wasn't perfect. Deep inside, he struggled with insecurities. He always felt like he wasn't enough, like no matter what he did, it wasn't good enough. Despite this, he was still chosen. Matthew became the second part of Doughy, and in many ways, he became the main personality, the calm voice, the leader, the one trying to hold everything